Well, hello my fellow car mullers, how you doing today? Wow, I got such a different show for you. I always said I'd never do this, but I'm gonna do it. We're doing a build video. Huh? What? Heck yeah, we're doing a build video, but there's a big reason why I'm doing this build video, something I've never gotten the opportunity to do before. Thank you to Andy at Andy's Hobby Headquarters and also Tamyia. I have got a great opportunity to bring you guys a kit that isn't even out yet from Tamyia, and it's one that a lot of people who have heard about it have gotten very excited of it coming out, and it's something unique from Tamyia that you just didn't expect was going to happen. And here we got it. What do you think? There it is, the Ford Mustang GT4 race car. Well, I've gotten a little bit of a sneak peek, and many of you might have already watched over on Andy's channel, and if you haven't, I put the link in the description below to go over and check out. Andy did a whole rundown of the kit and did a little review on it, and so he asked me to jump in with him because he's not really that much into doing cars. The guy knows tanks, but you know, I tell you, when it comes to cars, I tell you, when he said, hey, you want to go ahead and you just go ahead and build it and do a build video over on your channel, I'll send people over there, we got the review, and then I'm gonna, you know, I'm in the review. You probably already seen I was in the review. I had the model built, but like this is like we're talking time travel here. So right now at this point it hasn't happened, but you might have already seen it, so you know more than me at this point. It's kind of weird. Okay, so hey, well, I got my Mustang hat, I got my Ford shirt. You know, I'm ready to build this thing. So what the heck, you know? It's the weekend. I get this opportunity. I'm not going to do you know, any kind of tips or nothing like this. We're just going to go ahead and put this model together and just see how it falls together. Typical Tamyia fashion, as I always say, their kits just fly together. We could almost just put the glue in the box and just shake this thing up and we'll probably have a Mustang, but let's do it the fun way and let's actually build it. I'll probably paint the car, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. But we're going to do a build. What the heck? Hey, let's from start to finish, it's all in one video. What do you think of that? That's great. No, you don't have to wait till next week, till the next episode. I mean, you know, anything to make you guys happy. It's what I live for. So let's do this. This is gonna be fun. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, my fellow car modelers, we are going to begin this build. And we've got this beautiful Ford Mustang GT4 race car from Tamyia. I want to thank Andy at Andy's Hobby Headquarters again so much for getting me involved in this with his connection to Tamyia. He does a lot of great reviews on Tamyia kits, and every once in a while he gets a car from them, and he thought, since I know a little bit more about cars than him, what the heck, right? Let me get involved. That was very cool of him. Thanks, Andy. So this is what Ford calls their S550 that came out 2015, and this, the way the headlights are here and everything, this is the earlier version of the S550. In 18 they changed the whole front end and the headlight kind of droops down. There's a few other changes. So this is the earlier version of the S550, which to me, I really like this one better than the ones they have today. So I'm really glad this is the version they did. But let's go ahead, we're gonna pop it open, take a look at it. Pretty much went over it. If you wanna really get a good look at far as a review on this kit, go ahead and pop over to Andy's Hobby Headquarters and watch the review. This is the build of it. So this is pretty much, I kind of took a peek at it over at Andy's, but this is my first look at this. Can't tell you how pleased I am. What a beautiful, beautiful job on the body. Super clean. I'm just going to build this out of the box this round. I already know the direction I want to go with this. I'm basically going to build the race car, and I'm going to use the kit decals, and I want to have this car be white with some blue and black and just have that Ford look. But as you can see, about the only thing that's not stock about this body is on the hood, which we have it's a curbside, so there's no engine. Other than that, pretty much stock dimensions. I was thinking that this thing was going to have some kind of crazy body kit on it, but nope, everything's normal. Nothing's flared out nuts. This is basically a good showroom stock type GT racer. All these neat parts. There's the transmission and what will be the bottom of the engine. Kind of simple, but that's all you would get to see of the engine from this point of view, because again, the hood doesn't pop open. We got all of our really cool, very well detailed racing suspension and everything. Now, we'll go on with that, and there's the interior. Andy had already gone through this, so everything's pretty well unpackaged, but I really am looking forward to putting that roll cage together. Really looking forward to that. There's our decals that we were talking about. I'm going to use a lot of the black and the blue. We'll go to that. This is going to help us with painting a lot of parts, most of the glass and a few other things there. Just masking stickers. Here's the glass. Oh, look at that. We've got a all race type glass, so that's pretty neat. That's going to be interesting. Oh, good. Tamiya really takes care of us. I got my sheet here that tells me how to be a good model builder, and we all know, man, do I need this. And now I've got like 3 or 4 of these, so I'm going to put that over there because holy cow, that is useful. Hey, I've been wanting to check out these tires. Oh, Tamiya racing tires, yeah. I think we're square all the way around. I think they're all the same size all the way around, so that makes it easy. We'll be coming to that. And lastly, so it's not a really high parts count, so this is probably a pretty easy build. Nice chrome tree, just basically for some of the mirrors and lights and exhaust tips. That's cool. Oh, that's a nice racing seat. I like that racing seat. That is nice. Interior, dashboard, whole bunch of cool stuff. This is what goes on the hood. That's your heat extractors right there, and the grill. We got the splitter, the rear diffuser, wings. Got all our stuff there, and we got to take a look now at the instructions because we're following them step by step for sure. What do we got here? This is just a instruction just for putting the decals on. And here we go. We are going to do a white one, like I said earlier. And we're going to just go ahead and follow this. I went ahead and I got all the parts for most of the chassis underside here, that is, and the engine and all that. I went ahead and I glued the engine together. So, just kind of monotonous stuff. But I got all the little nibs and everything. I'm not worried about parting lines. We're just going to get this thing together. But I might just do a little bit of detail painting because I got to. We have this little black piece that goes right here, and that's going to be the portion of the interior. When you take the interior tub, this pops through the interior. I'm not going to paint it. We're just going to go ahead and keep the natural plastic color because that's probably what the part was. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of the Tamiya extra thin on there, the fast stuff. I love the fast stuff. That stuff's great, and it's on. It's over. It's done. We did it. It happened. Let's flip her over, and the first part we're going to have to put on here, I think, is this front sway bar. I'm contemplating whether I just want to move on with this and just glue these parts in, or do I want to go ahead and do a little detail painting? What do you guys think? You think we should do a little detail painting just to liven it up a little bit under here? All right, you talked me into it. Let's just get a little bit of color right here. Boy, Tamiya does, if you can see this, they just do such a neat job with their springs. Look like real springs. It's something I always liked about Tamiya. Their craftsmanship with their tooling, just outstanding. Thin brush. Let's go ahead and go Ford Motorsports Blue, I'm going to call this. We just got up. Well, so much for that, but a little bit of mess. I'm kind of being fast. The decals that you model decal makers, if you're watching, you need to jump onto this one. There are so many cool race cars to do. And one particular one I'd like to do is one ran by Multi-Mac Motorsports in the 2019 Michelin Pilot Challenge at Daytona. They had it done up as the old Motorcraft livery, and I always loved that. And then this year they came back and they did a retro paint job of Lynn St. Jane's car for Haley Deegan to drive. And those are two really great looking cars that you could build with this model. Look at that. What do you think? That looks so much better. We got our Ford Racing coilover springs, whatnot. This seems to just pop right in. I'm playing with it wet. It's just not giving the paint a time to dry. Freaking done. I'm going to put a little bit of this glue into the back there to get up in there, and that should get us glued into spot, and it will stay there. I tell you guys, I wasn't a fan at first, but this glue, it's the quick setting extra thin. Oh man, especially if you're wanting to build a model quick. That's what we're needing right there. They look like they're the same. Oh, they're little like coolers, probably rear end coolers and coolers and coolers that cool. I would probably, if I was totally building this model up for, you know, the way I would want to, I would probably paint these things all aluminum, because they would probably be, well, aluminum. It seems to work better when you put it on the part you're attaching it to than on the part that just fell out onto the piece. And wow, holy mackerel. You gotta be fast. One thing about this quick setting glue is it's also quick drying, as in it evaporates like alcohol. Wow. But boy, once you get it on there, holy mackerel. So far, everything that's gone onto this car on this model has just clipped right in. Really easy. This thing is incredibly easy. I think this is supposed to, I don't know, it calls for it to be painted a certain color, but I'm just going to put it on black for now. I'm going to put that part way over there where it flew, because it seems to be happy over there. That's where it wanted to go. And it would fit right onto this part. I don't have any glue on it or nothing. I'm just test fitting. Yeah, it clipped right on there. That went right on. I'm going to just, you know, I didn't have to paint all that, did I? I'm going to throw a little glue under there and let it just get in between the parts, and just, there, it's all glued on. Handled, done. That looks pretty cool. And then we got the other part that flew away. It's back. It's visiting. Had a nice flight. Did you have a nice flight? Yeah, I did. Oh, good. I'm glad you're back, though. You know, we missed you. This would have been so much easier if I would have read the instructions, followed the instructions, and went ahead and put this on before I put it onto the car. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Read the instructions. Follow the instructions. There's a reason why there's a plan of you go do this step and that step and then that step. There's a reason. So listen to what they have to say. That's actually step 1 is complete. Those are all the things that are in step 1. Except for this was step 2. Well, I'm smashing things. That was step 2. I am going to go ahead and, because I just have to, I'm going to paint the, you know, let's see here. This all goes together like that. That's a whole lower portion of the engine. And we're going to glob some of this glue onto here. See how quick it evaporates, though? That's the thing about it. You got to really get it up on there. And hopefully it goes in there, and you can usually shoot some more down in there, and it'll stick. So there it is. I was asked by someone in the comments. They asked me if I used, or they said, have you ever used, because they said they're fantastic, and I agree, is the Vallejo metal colors. Well, I just happen to have this one here. What is this? This is, I can't even remember. Does it say on here? Oh, it's white aluminum. Let's play with this. Let's see what how these do brushing them on. So what the heck, you know. I've used their pigments and stuff for weathering. I've been wanting to try these AZLeo metal paints. Heard some good stuff about them. Andy told me about them. He's got the whole rack over there. And it is an airbrushable paint. Very, very thin. But we're going to try to do what I do. And that is brush paint it on. You know, for a goof. For a gag. And kind of interesting is that we're going to be doing it onto black plastic, so it might, like I said, this is a white aluminum, it's called. We need to find a replacement for our beloved metallizers. And this is the first one I've tried, and from what I can see, I mean, it's going to take some work. It's not too bad. It's not really doing what the metallizers are doing. I gotta say. I'm going to play around with it because we got to find a replacement. So that's where we're going with that. We'll leave it alone. The engine is done. I might play with those headers a little bit. I don't know. I'm not really that concerned about it. We need to move along. I've got the engine all kind of painted up. We're going to go ahead and put it in here. But let's just give you a quick look here, a little close-up look of everything I got in there. That just popped right in there. That's easy and self-explanatory, and you know, I guess these turned out pretty good. You know, it's just a little bit of quick paint just to make them look a little, you know, interesting. So the instructions say to go ahead and not drop your glue all over the place. That's awesome. Bring it in through the front, it says. So let's just do a test run. It goes up into there. Let's see, and there you go. So try that again. It just wants to go in there all silly. So it goes up into a channel right there, and there's also a piece. If you can see, there's a little tab right there and a notch in there. So we get all that all kind of lined up. That's the test fit. I think I'm going to take some glue and kind of dab it down in there. Put a little glue down in there. We've got the engine in. It seems to be in its place. It's all secure, and that's the look we get. Let's move on to the third step, which is going to be the rear subframe for the entire independent rear suspension. But I think what I want to do with this rear end here is paint a little bit of detail. Go with this gunmetal, see what it looks like. I want to paint the axle just to have a little bit of look there. Just give it a little bit of a metallic look. Just kind of throw some contrast. That pleases me much. I like to be pleased when I'm building a model, because that's what we build models for, is to please ourselves. So we got this. We have another part we got to get. This right here, number 16. We're going to take this. That goes. Let's do a test fit. That looks great. The glue and throwing it down in there. And I'll kind of get that all into place. Yeah, there's our rear end. Instructions say it goes right on to like that. That's our assembly. Okay, that's cool. I like it. I got it on there once. Why can't I get it on there again? There we go. And there you go. What do you think? We got ourselves a pretty decent looking axle portion and the bracing or framework or whatever you want to call it. Now we've got all of these bits and pieces to throw together, and I think I want to throw some color onto some of this stuff. Right, so you see what we've got there? It's hard to see. We're going to put this piece. Let's first get a little glue on there. It's a lot of glue, actually. Okay, so let's see what I mean. See what that created? Can you see that? That's pretty cool looking. That totally looks like that is a part of a working suspension. You can see up in the piece that we painted, the little basically tie rod end. That's pretty cool. It's time to lay this on there. This fits across like thus. Let's do a quick trial dry run there. All fits into place. And now we will set it into action. Quick little press there. Oh, it's on. It's so on. Is that coming together or what? That looks pretty cool. Now we add this portion here. Where the heck does it all go? Oh heck, that just fits in there really nice. This portion I'll glue first. And there's a portion in there. And we'll get that into place. Holy cow. What do you think? That looks pretty tough. All right, there we go. Let's get a really close look. What do you think? So the next part that we got to deal with is there's little bushings that go into here that are how your wheels set into place, and the rotors. C29 and C30. These are the rear rotors. We're going to pop those off, and let's put the whole rear end over there. And let's now let's remember, this is 30, that's 29. They are directional, and so from the instructions, the 29 goes on this side. I'll put that over there. So yeah, there is a bit of like a directional slotting in there, so you want to make sure you get that all correct. Now the question that we have is, what colors are we going to use? Put that on. Now if I was really wanting to take my time, I think I'm just going to do the whole hub and everything. I would probably do different steel metallizers or whatever. I'd use different colors, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to do this in this steel color. And I think there's a Brembo sticker that goes on the caliper that I want to do that correctly. I want to have that. That's going to be a nice little detail, so I will do the caliper in the goldish kind of look that I want, because that's going to get a decal. There's a decal, a little Brembo decal that goes on there. So, all right, so now we got to take these little bushings and stick them in there, and then we can put the brakes on. This is pretty standard for Tamiya kits. Just doing this old gag with sticking these little bushings, and that's basically because the wheels, they always come with like just kind of a rod in the back of them. Oh, these things are a trick to get in. There we go. And it keeps the wheel on nice and firm. Let's go ahead. We'll glue that into place. you can see where there's kind of a shape inside there. You can see it here, and it kind of fits into, you can see there's a low spot there. Basically it fits in there one way and locks into place, so it's going to be in the total proper location. There we go. We still got a Brembo decal to put on those too, a little Brembo sticker. And then this would go like thus onto there. Yeah, it all fits pretty good. Let that set up. That one's already hardened. So, tell me what you think. That's the whole rear end assembly, you know, the subframe, the A-arms, tie rod, and everything. That's your whole independent rear suspension on these new Mustangs. So the next step is to install this into the chassis of the car. How difficult is this to go on? Let's take a look. Taking a look at how it all drops in. That's a little test fit. Oh, it drops right in. That's pretty easy. Dab glue into the special places that you need glue. And I'll put some on that end right there. So let's go ahead and what I find, if you lay it onto the drive shaft up to the transmission, this drops right into place perfectly. There's a little hole right there where the bottom of the coilover fits. Once you get those into place, they go ahead and seal on. All right, let's take a nice close look at this. There's what it looks like from in the wheel well there, and we'll take a look at the entire rear suspension. Really, there's the entire rear suspension. There you go. There it is. That is the rear suspension. Okay, so I just went ahead and did all the painting and got all the detail done on the front sub-assembly here. Subframe and the struts and brakes, everything like that, springs. And now we're going to go ahead and put all that on. And of course, I also put the little bushings in there so that we can get the wheels to fit in there. So let's go ahead and start putting this front suspension together. And I do believe that it is steerable, so we don't glue any of that. Nice fitment, snaps right in. I left this part a little loose here. It's all glued in there so that we can get these things fitted in properly, and then it can get glued down. Now that we got that all in, I'm going to slightly get some glue in there. Some glue on that portion here. All right, those pivot pretty good. Steering link, so that front end, the two front tires will steer together. You want to fish it on through get it under the subframe like that. Let's see if we can get some maneuvering here. And it just usually should clip right onto this little knob here that's basically on the steering knuckle. It snaps right in. There we go. It's all clipped in and the whole front end steers. So you got posable steering. That's cool. And there's the underside so far, all the suspension, the two subframes, everything's done. So I went ahead and painted up the exhaust. Just did a quick job there with metallizers and a brush. And we're going to go ahead and fit it in. So away we go. And then there and there on the headers. Let's see how we go with it. And poof, there it is. It's on. What do you think? Would you like a closer look? Let's give you a closer look. There it is. That's the pretty much the whole undercarriage there all put together. Man, that looks pretty sharp. Especially for a quickie job with just a little bit of hand brushing. Imagine you really put some time into this, you can make this look outstanding. But let's get another good look at it. Ah. Boy, oh boy. I am thoroughly impressed with this model. Right now, what I'm going to do next is these Brembos right here, Brembo stickers. I'm going to put those on the calipers. So let's give that a shot, see what happens. Oh boy, will it make all the difference in the world. I'm going to put the front brake on first. A little bit of decal solution. Try to get this thing off. See if I can get it on there. And it's completely backwards. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see where it says Brembo on there? Hopefully it does. It says Brembo on there. That's pretty cool. There's the wheels and tires. I pretty much haven't done anything to them. They're just right out of the box. I didn't do any scuffing on the tire. I just did a little detail on the lugs and the center cap there, just for looks, but it looks pretty good just out of the box. Plastic, I didn't paint it. We're gonna stick this all on. Let's see if we don't have any travesties. There's the first one. Let's take the rear, and they are specific. The rear and the fronts are specific. There's like a nut on the end of that one. That's the rear one. The front one just kind of has a dip in there. About the only difference between the wheels. I guess if you swapped them around, it wouldn't be that horrific, but tires are all the same. It's square type setup, so you don't have any different size tires. Front tires, rear tires, they can go on either side, and they slide in really nice. Oh man, I like it. And I crash it. It's crashed. It's all crashed. The other wheel and tire. I love how Tamiya does their wheels and tires and how they slip in like that. I wish the other model companies would do that. It's just so simple. And let's do the moment of truth. I'll tell you, because you can't see from up there. And it is sitting square. Doesn't teeter too much. There's a little bit of play in this front suspension because it's steerable. But the car pretty well sits nice and flat. There you go. And that's it for the underside, pretty much. Give you a quick look. There we are. We're done with that. Let's move on to the interior. So the next step we're going to do is get all the interior together. And there's a bunch of little components here. I went ahead and pre-painted them, and I'm ready to just glue them in. So we first got these little jobs here. There's a bunch of neat little detail in this, I'll tell you, that really is going to make this car stand out a lot. So real quick, like, I wonder if it's got some excellent detail on the interior, and if you were to go back there and do, you know, detailing with wire and stuff, boy, you can really make this pop. Like, this is part of the jacking system that basically is pneumatic controlled, so you would run tubing out of here or wire or whatever you want to use, but it's just a nice little added touch. Put a little glue on it and it just fits right into there. Hopefully I'm not getting it in there right. Got to get the right angle. Let's see. It should pop right in there. There we go. So there you go. It's just a nice little added feature. Detail inside. You do a little painting there. You can really stand out and just make the model pop even more. There we go. Got the other one in. I gotta get a new chair for him to be making videos here. You guys don't want to be hearing this squeaking, and so sorry about that. That's my chair, or to my back, one or the other. And you want to hit it from behind, get some glue in there, make sure it sticks in there real good. And I hate that. I just did a modeling faux pas there. Some glue came out. That wasn't too smart of me. Got to be careful of that. Now I got a kind of a messed up thing, but you know, that's where the driver's feet sit, so he messed it up, not me. I'm not taking the blame on this. No way, no how. It was all the driver. It's always the driver's fault. I'm just a car engineer. I know what the heck I'm doing. All right. There you go. And there you go for the brake pedals. Pretty sweet little floorboard there, or, you know, protective chingus there to take care of the driver's feet so he doesn't get like hot foot. Nothing makes a driver more upset than hot foot. Let me tell you. I know these things because I know. And we got this little device right here. Pretty cool looking thing. Painted it all up per instructions and kind of went for the AN fitting look and, you know, anodized look. There you go. Just neat little details like that, I think, is just what really helps bring a model out looking more like the real cars. We got the fire suppressant here. There we go. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I just had flat red. It'd be nicer if that was gloss, but we're trying to be a little expeditious with this build. So that is pretty much all of the interior, less the roll cage and seat and dashboard and this and that. So we're going to move on to the next step. What's that call for? The next step is the roll cage. We're moving on to the roll cage, folks. This roll cage looks really good. I like this style of roll cage, more of a European type road race roll cage, not like a NASCAR roll cage. Let me do a test fit, and that's not a test fit. Let's do a test fit. Next parts to go in are the sidebars right here. Alrighty then, let's put that into there, and then that goes right up on there. Perfect. What do you think? Looking good. Everything pops right into place. That's cool. Right, so here we go with the rear down bars. It looks like we've got two little spots there that these ends go in, and it's like a little saddle down there. So this should work out really, really easy. Let's take, set it into the cradle there, and I think we can fit it onto there, into there. I know I keep raving about this glue, but I am just so impressed with it, how quick it sets up. It's really super thin, so if you take some and put it into like a joint, it will just travel on in there and glue it all together nicely. It's all solid already. It's looking cool. Looking cool. Now, what we have to do next before we put the rest of the roll cage on is we got to get the seat prepared. So there's a couple decals I got to put on the seat. So we'll get to that right now. Doesn't want to move. I'll dab away with some tissue paper, get some of the excess off. And there you go. There is your racing harness. Okay. Here's our lap belts. So there we go. We got our Sparco logo. We got it on the back. And the seat is done. So let's go ahead and put the seat into the car. There you go. Seat went right on. Glue hit. It's on there. Look. Won't even fall out. That was quick. There's your seat. So that is the interior tub. Actually, the next part is for it to go into the car, into the chassis, onto the chassis. So that is our next step. Let's drop it on. So let's see if this will just fit right into place. And of course it does. Wham, already locked in. That's it. There's no other place for that to go. It just goes right in. So there we go. Okay, I got the rear view mirror here all assembled. Just that little bracket that goes on the back. And we're going to just stick it right into that spot right there. And this roll cage will be ready to go on the top portion of the roll cage. There we go. All clipped in. There we go with the rear view mirror. That's all in. You could probably detail this, and there's the clamps there. I'm just moving along with this, so probably won't see it up in there when the body's on. So that's all nice and steady. It won't come off. Good. I'm going to start by gluing over here at the main hoop and just get that sealed in there, because this is all really flexible and can get everything to fit individually into place once we get that there. Put some we can see how it all fits together, and very simple puzzle pieces. And they lock right into place. That's cool. There we go. There's the roll cage. Pretty cool. So the next pieces to put together here are the steering wheel, and that's the paddle shifters right there, the column, and this part of the column right here. And we have to put a decal right in there, because that's all the telemetry, basically gauges, telemetry type. They set up pretty quick too. So there's that. If I can get it straight, fits together like that. It's right on there. There we go. There's the steering wheel, and well, So we've got the telemetry, this part of the case of the steering column. There's the steering column, steering wheel, flapper paddles, slides right in. I guess it only goes about that far. That's cool. So that's the test fit. Let's do some gluing. Get that baby into place. Make it straight. And that's ready to rock. So I went ahead and put the dashboard all together and got the decals on for the switches. And that is all of your switches, your panel switches. But I already trying to rush along, missed a step, so hopefully this works out. I wasn't supposed to put this in until this dashboard was in. Hopefully I can get this in there with a little pushing and a tugging and I don't shatter this thing. I got it in. I think I got it in. It's almost there. It's almost there. Yes, I did it. Did you see that? Did you see how I got that in there? Okay, the glue is really good, thank goodness, because it held the joints together while I pushed things around. So I'm happy that the glue is fantastic. So I'm going to take some more of that fantastic glue, and that's not a test fit. That's where that goes. That's how it's going to be. So I'm going to take this fantastic glue. I'm going to go up behind there and throw some glue into place where it holds the dashboard in, down at the center console. Kind of move that around in there. There we go. I think we're good. There we go. Show you a good close-up of it. Let's get a good shot. All right, so we've got ourselves an interior. That is all done. I think we now next move into the door panels. And probably about the only thing you'd really want to paint is maybe right there. You've got a, it calls for that to be silver, the door handle. And there we go. There's one door panel in. It's settled. Do a little, and it is on. So let's get a good look at how that looks inside there. There it is, all done, and rolls, still rolls. Okay, so I went ahead and got the body all prepped, painted and everything. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. What you see here is, in order to speed the process up, I decaled the plastic and cleared with Tamiya TS13 clear. Almost a whole can it took. It really turned out pretty nice, but just a little cheating because, oh, I need to get this done. This is more to see fitment and how this model goes together. So I haven't done something like this in many years of clearing plastic, but to me, a plastic is pretty nice to begin with. I didn't even scuff it. I laid the decals down. They went down beautiful. These decals are incredible. You can see how nice they turn out. Nice and smooth with a little bit of mark fit. Yeah, it was nice. But that's for another video to do on paint and decaling and all that. I just wanted to get going ahead. I did a little bit of paint work with the brush just to get some of this black area. It's supposed to be black around the windows. I might or might not, I don't know, take a shot at just hand painting with some semi-gloss black there, but I don't want to wreck the look. I might just not worry about that. This body turned out pretty darn nice. Pretty darn nice. I'm pleased with it. So this will get us to move ahead on the putting together of this model. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put these heat extractors into the hood and get out everything into the body. Pretty easy stuff at this point. These things just fall right into place and perfectly like that. So gotta be real careful not to get any onto the upper surface. right on there. Look at that. That popped right in there. It almost snapped right in. I don't know if you heard that. That's cool. I might just do a quick little dabarooski right there, just for a little added protection. No falling out is allowed. Now we're going to move to this piece right here. Goes in right there. A little glue on there, just clip that right into place like that, and there we go with the tail piece there, the nice and clean. And I think what we'll do is, let's see, for best look, it's always good to go on the inside. We'll just take the clear red and run it all in there. So we're going to go ahead and put the lower bumper rear diffuser in, but the first thing we got to do is we got to put the exhaust tips, and it looks like it's a 2-piece deal. Alrighty, now we got it. Now I do believe it all fits in together like thus. Yeah, alright. That works out good. We'll do the gluing now. Little bit of glue, little bit of putting that into place, holding it real quick, and we're going to get a stick there. Doesn't want to stick. There we go. There, it finally acted, and there it is. Pretty cool. There we go. That is a cool look. Yeah, they hit that off good. Okay, so we get how that goes. Oh, look at that. It's a little spot right there. That looks like the perfect place to glue. So I knew they'd figure a really good locking system, or where it would fit good together. And they tell you on the instructions where to scrape chrome off too. That's kind of a nice thing. Right into the lower diffuser, right in there. Any chances of it squirting out to the outside world, it's all up inside there. Fits right in, and it falls out. Then it fits right back in, and there we go. And that's where it glues to, and we are set. Look at that. Oh, that looks sweet. That's gonna look cool when we get that in the car. Okay, I'm working on getting the tail lights, and I gotta tell you, it's kind of difficult. I ended up painting this one all black on the backside after I put the red, because it is confusing on where to put black. It's just hard to see because it being clear, and I'm not sure how they did this. It's very, very, very confusing on where to put black so that the correct portions show up as red. So it's kind of a bummer. It's going to take some practice, and it's really tough to strip without destroying the clear. So I'm just going to cover it all in black, which kind of sucks. It's going to ruin the look of the rear portion, but there's no other way. I can't really say that it's a fault in engineering. It's just, and it could be my eyesight. I don't have the best eyesight in the world, but it's very challenging. You got to really look careful. But I think with the red and then the black, it'll hopefully stand out over, when it's in there. We'll see soon. That'll look different than that center black portion in the tail. All right, next we've got the hooks for, getting them up on the trailer, or towing hooks, basically. This rear slot on the rear diffuser. So this is number 12 is what we need. And what I want to do is, lots of times these things are painted red, or like an anodized red. Let's see what would be the best look for this. So now we'll start putting some pieces into the back here before we get the taillights in. This right here is the filler that goes right into there. You had to put a little bit of silver on that so it shows the definition of the filler holes. Goes right on there, and we throw it right into place right there. And there we go. That's an interesting look. Now let's get the diffuser here, and we're going to put this toe ring into that. I painted it up, put a little silver down, and then put some transparent red to kind of give it that anodized look in a way. This is a tricky little guy here. It basically fits right through there. Goes into that spot there. Put a little glue down there. Get it into position here. I think we got the look we're going for. That'll look really good in the on a car. Take a load of this. These two little slivers. This thing's got an immense detail. See these two little slivers? Those got to go into that rear diffuser. Right there. That's an interesting thing. Now, the trick with clear is the gluing. But you take a look at this. Look at how teeny tiny that piece is, and it's got to go right in there. Probably won't get that noticed, but it's there. Those are the backup lights for a race car, because we back up in race cars, I guess. Now we're going to go and move into getting those taillights in. And what it calls for is the taillights to be dropped in and not glued. They recommend not gluing them. There we go. It's in. So one thing I'm going to do that the instructions don't tell, I'm going to take this clear glue. It'll at least probably help it hold it in place while I'm working with it. I do believe this should fit right on there. So there we go with the taillights. And I rescued it a bit. Looks a little better than I thought it would. Not quite what I wanted, but you know, that's good for a first shot. With the chrome little buckets back there reflecting through there, it definitely helps you see the red coming through. So worst case scenario, if you want to go for that look, you could go ahead and put some red totally down and then put black behind it, and it'll be a good look. It's not 100% on what the Mustangs are like, but it will do the job. We got our little marker lights right there to do. I'm going to put them in first and then paint the red behind them. I'm going to go against my better judgment and just hit that with the super glue. You didn't see me do that. Let's go ahead and throw a little red on there and we'll move on. There we go. Quick little red job there. There. You see how it looks? All right, we got to come back with a little reality right here. I am absolutely freaking irate right now at myself, as I got the ring for the front, the toe ring for the front, all done and looking good, and had it right there. You can even see the red from me painting it, and that thing took off. It went sailing. I heard it ping somewhere over there. I can't find it. I don't have time. Really broke my heart, because you know, it's such a race car thing with that thing sticking out of the front. I'm mad right now. I'm really upset about it, but we're gonna move on. We got to get this done. Beautiful part, probably would have fit in there great, but holy cow, we have to get going. All right, so now we're going to go into the headlight pieces. So this first one, it looks like, we are going to go ahead and take our little Testors clear glue and we'll put it right into there, and maybe a little over here. Here's the little LED hash mark deals. They pop right in, such, unless I've got the wrong direction. There we go. They fit right in. You see that? Pop right in there. Now we have got, this is like the headlight bucket. We got a little headlight lens we got to put in there. All right, so it just slides right into there and fits in pretty snug. You don't even have to glue it. That's nice. I like that. And so we will scrape off all your chrome there. This you want to be really clean because this is totally exposed. I'm going to do a test fit here. Fits in there real nice. It's got a really cool look. That's going to look neat in there. Fits right in. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Fits right in there. There's total placement spots. It looks right. That looks really good. Alrighty, so now I've got the glass all masked up. These things are a great idea. I was actually kind of nervous about this. I have not tackled this type of die cut mask that Tamiya always provides in their kits. I was a little nervous of it. I thought it was going to be difficult, and it was really quite easy. Really simple. So that's something I just gotta, it's a new thing now. I'm kind of sort of new. I finally went ahead and did it. I remember I tried it once and I completely dilapidated it and screwed it all up. So I was kind of nervous about that, but it was really quite simple. Gotta make sure we got that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna airbrush some flat black onto there and get those all done. And we're pretty much ready for the final assembly of this. So let's take a look how I did here. Got it all airbrushed. See if I had any bleed over or whatever, first of all. Ooh, it's like Christmas. Nice. That looks pretty good. Wow, I really like that. Oh boy, that is sure nifty looking. Look at that. That's pretty sharp. And there we go. Got our windshield wipers on. We're going to put the grills in. Alrighty, so we got that, and there we go with the grill. It's in. So we've got these I guess front airfoil, or what do you call these? It's basically aero package stuff here. The deal with these is they're supposed to be carbon fiber, and there's some carbon fiber decals here, and I don't know. That's I wonder if we can get that to work real good. I'm going to try that out. So I've got the carbon fiber decal put on the spoiler and on a couple other different parts. I tried putting some clear on it because I was having a hard time keeping that decal on, and it kind of ruffled up some of the decal. So, because again, having to go really quick. I don't know what would be the best way, because basically you got carbon fiber decal that goes on plastic and it doesn't really stay. So you can play around with it, but that's what I got. It's fine. It works. We're moving along with this pretty good. Now I'll just put a little dab there and a dab right there. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's a tricky thing. There it is. There you go. That's cool. It fit right in that slot pretty nice. Right there. And maybe it'll work. You gotta have the right one. It's all painted surfaces, so. So there we go with those two pieces. Just kind of fits right in there. So there we go. And now I missed something, and I'm not going to take this apart to get it back in, but I forgot to put the blinker lights in, and you have to do that before you put that grill in. I missed that, but I think it will look just fine. And there's also some decals that go there to be behind those blinkers, but I think we'll get the good gist. I think we can live without it. All right, we're going to start putting the glass in. It's pretty simple. There's little spots right there that it all fits right in. And it's set. Whammo, there's your front windshield. Got some glare on it, but there's your front windshield. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get this splitter on. It just fits right into here. And on the splitter, we've got two little spots right there. You can see those raised tabs there. A little bit of glue on. There we go, right onto there. Just kind of take it and go right in between there. Not too much because you don't want it to wreck the looks of it all. So there's the front splitter, all handled and all done. Whole front end, everything's on there. Okay, so there's this little piece that goes right in here. It's just this little, I have no idea what it is, but I guess it's a part of the back window. There's an opening there. I think it fills that in. Kind of an interesting deal. Fits right into that little recessed area. See that? Got that in there. Throw a tad bit of glue into that, and it's probably there for good now. Fine with me. There's what it does. All right, so we have these side skirts that just fit right into place here. So we've got that. So all the ground effects, aero package is all in place, and we are ready to put this onto the chassis. Clipping it into the chassis should be pretty easy. There's tabs back behind here. We've got these little pieces that go into the fenders. So these fit right into there. Then we will just stick it right on into there. That's kind of cool looking. Just some nice looking trim. Fits right into that pocket, and look at that. That looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Now we're going to put the rear spoiler on, and we got a couple things underneath, and that's that. Now I'm going to take these spoilers. I was going to paint them, but for the sake of time, don't have the time. So first we have the bases. Let's go ahead and get that spoiler on there. There's a little bracket that fits onto there, so take your glue very carefully and hopefully it doesn't spread onto the paint job. There we go. That's one side in. Let's do it like this. There, into place. Holy mackerel. So we're gonna go ahead and put a little glue in there. Alrighty, so there that goes. There we go. Okay, with a few trial and errors, we got that rear wing on and all steady. I lost the Ford emblem that go on the side, just handling it too much. But there you go. There that is. And We've got 2 more pieces to put on, and it's over with. It's all done. It's finished. I think so. And they're all underneath here. Last 2 parts we got here, we have our front plate, the underside plate. And we got the glue points right here and here. There. That should do it. Let's set this thing into place. Fits right up, works really well with the front splitter. And we have this lower portion of the rear diffuser. This is pretty simple. It's got the 3 mounting points there. You see 3 tabs on what looks like the fuel cell with our little dabs of glue there. Fits right up into there. There we go. It is in place. Nice. Let's let them set, get a good look of the underside. Alrighty. And there we go. Let's take a look at it. Get down low. It is done. Man, what a neat kit. Let's get a good look on it on the rotating pedestal. So okay, my fellow car modelers, here it is. It's all done. Had a couple other little things to put on it. I took it over to Andy's. I was missing a few parts. If you saw that video, I've put them on. So no fear there. And I tell you what, this is just a beautiful kit. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it when you get a hold of this thing. I highly recommend it. Tamiya did an outstanding job on this model. It is absolutely bananas. I had a really good time, and I can't wait to get my own personal ones to build them the way I want to and take my time and do some detail if I feel like it. It's just an incredible kit. I am thoroughly impressed. It's neat, and I just think that this is just a spectacular kit. I highly recommend it. Go out and get it and enjoy it. It is a lot of fun to build. So there you have it. There's the new Tamiya Mustang GT4. It is an outstanding kit. You guys are going to love it. Get a hold of it. If you haven't pre-ordered, pre-order it. But you're definitely going to enjoy this model. They did an outstanding job with it. It looks totally correct. And I thoroughly just really enjoyed it. It was a fun model. So thank you so much for checking it out. Be sure, if you haven't, go check over at Andy's Hobby Headquarters and see the review that him and I did. And he kind of does a whole breakdown of all the parts, you know, the whole kit when you get it and what it looks like when you open it up. And we talk a little more about it there. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. And remember what we always say here. This is me, Luka Cee. Keep gluing those fingers together and keep cutting that styrene. And we will see you in the next video. Thank you to Andy's Hobby Headquarters. Thank you to Andy at Andy's Hobby Headquarters.